than light. And yeah, so the Copenhagen interpretation has something strange with the observer. The observer has a strange role in it. Kumar says in his book, Copenhagen interpretation requires an observer outside the universe to observe it, but since there is none leaving God aside, the universe should never come into existence but remain forever in a superposition of many possibilities. Because if the things I am observing are in all different superimposed states, then I, made of the same matter, I'm also in many possible superimposed states, one making a measurement and one not making a measurement. So the whole thing can never collapse, because a real observation is never made unless there is one objective outside observer that when he observes something, the whole wave function collapses. So this is really weird, but at some point Bohr was deemed to possess almost supernatural powers of reasoning and intuition. Some even suggested that while others needed calculations, Bohr did not. Clauser recalled that during his student days, open inquiry into the wonders and peculiarities of QM that went beyond the Copenhagen interpretation was virtually prohibited by the existence of various religious stigmas and social pressures that taken together amounted to an evangelical crusade against such thinking. So, yeah, that is a little bit weird, and someone like Bohr, not to confuse with Bohr, believed that Einstein could no longer take in certain new ideas in physics which contradicted his own firmly held philosophical convictions. And I would say that an evangelical crusade and social pressure are only required when the ones enacting it know at some level they are wrong, because they use this pressure because they feel that without it, their theories cannot stand. So I'm very skeptical when people put this mechanism in place to bully others into believing them. I would say that basically they know they are wrong. Now Heisenberg, it's someone who found the uncertainty principle and who led the Hitler quest for a nuclear weapon, said Einstein is unable to change his attitude after a career spent probing the objective world of physical processes which run its course in space and time independent of us, according to firm laws. End of quote. Implying, according to Kumar, it was hardly surprising that Einstein found it impossible to accept a theory asserting that on an atomic scale this objective world of time and space did not even exist. Now, despite all this social pressure, there was someone called Sir Hugh Everett III tried to oppose the strange role of the observer in the QM Copenhagen interpretation, and he stated that all possible outcomes that had a probability of non-zero actually occurred, and no observer-triggered collapse of the wave function was required. So basically, all these gazillion different outcomes of matter that are superimposed all happen in one branch of the universe, and a gazillion different universes branch off every femtosecond, and I just happen to be in the one where everything behaves quite consistently and normally. So it is called the many-world theory, and that nobody really paid any attention to it for I think a decade, but then when he had already moved on to working for the Pentagon, applying a theory of strategic war planning, or game theory to strategic war planning. So it proves that if you're in La La Land, you can always work for the Pentagon. Then it started gaining tractions, and in 1999 they asked 90 physicists on QM, and only 4 ticketed the Copenhagen interpretation as the correct one, which Einstein would have liked to know that very much, I think. But the next fact, maybe not so much, because 30 ticked Everett's many-world theory as the correct one. But luckily, staggering 50 of them ticked none of the above. Now, Gerard Hooft, a good name for a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, Gerard the Head, says, a theory that yields maybe as an answer should be recognized as an inaccurate theory. And when Sir Roger Penrose from the Rydberg-Penrose-Putnam theory discussed in my determinism video, when he was asked, could it be that Einstein was significantly wrong? He answered, I do not believe so. I would myself side strongly with Einstein in his belief in a submicroscopic reality, and with his conviction that